feel about having a public scrimmage 2 weeks into fall camp?
I think it's great. I kind of told them it's kind of like a glorified practice, and we're doing fan day before it, so it should just be a really fun day for everybody. And a little different than in the past because we do have the alumni match to really use as our dress rehearsal. So this is more of we should enjoy it. We'll have a lot of different teams, and I think it'll be a really fun event from start to finish.
Where did that idea come from? Did this the alumni match force it up a week, or whose idea was it to kind of have?
Yeah, I think the alumni match forced it up, and once we realized we could make the alumni match happen, we wanted to have that be our dress rehearsal, obviously, because it's against another team completely, and just make the alumni or the red white still a big deal. Obviously, it's sold out, and I know we want to put on a great show, but again, it's in hindsight, it's a practice.
Where do you want to play in that alumni match? Is there a part of you that?
No, I'm past that. Shockingly, I'm past the itch to play.
But the girls have said that you play some in practice.
I do not. They're teasing you guys. I maybe hit a couple balls now and again, but I wouldn't call it play. I maybe have set one or two also, but that's only when I'm not moving.
What are your thoughts on this overall team now, week 2 in the fall camp?
My thoughts haven't changed. We're very talented, super fun group. They really show every day that they, number one, love volleyball, number two, want to win. And that's every person on the team. And it's really hard to think of a glaring weakness. Of course, we want to get better at certain things, but right now there's nothing that's sticking out that is scary going into the fall.
With the expanded roster, just what has that looked like in practice, just knowing that you have 7 more bodies out there?
It's made it more competitive. It's allowed us to not really hold back because we don't feel like we have to limit the middles, let's say, or we have to watch out for somebody getting overtired. We can really just structure practice how you want to structure it, and know we have the breaks are built in naturally, so we don't have to really think about building in breaks or limiting a certain player or position. We can just run it exactly how we want to, and all those things that you worry as a coach for longevity of the season are just working out naturally.
Hey, Coach, obviously players want to get better every year, but so do coaches. What have you changed potentially from Louisville to now to make yourself a better coach for these players?
That's a good question. I just think the change of environment has made me a better coach, and I relied on some assistants that I'd had for 8 years straight, 7 and 8 years at Louisville, and there was a very high level of comfort there. And so coming here and not having worked with anybody has already made me better. I've had to explain things much clearer. We're not all on the same page right away, so having more structured meetings with my staff. But there's not a lot that I would say personally I'm doing different. It's more managing my day, talking to all you guys all the time, and just the fact that Nebraska volleyball is such a big deal for the state. I think that's been the biggest difference.
So this team feels hungry after the past few years. What do you see or hear that makes you think they're a hungry team?
The way practices are, everything's a competition, and whether it's just a simple drill or an actual 6-on-6 drill, they take it very seriously. Also, the mindset in our morning practices, I feel like a lot of teams can go through the motions and that they know it's going to be light and a lot of first contact, but this team has taken those maybe even more serious than the afternoon practices. We did individuals yesterday, and I thought those were fantastic. Just the attention to detail, I think, is a sign of a very hungry team.
Oregon says that you guys play a lot and scrimmage a lot more in practice. Why is it so important to be really competitive and have competition in practice?
Well, you want them to bring out the best in each other, and you want to prepare them for the battles of the season, and if you're not creating that in practice, how can you expect them to perform in matches?
You've had 4 newcomers. How have they been integrated into the team? And that first day, there wasn't a lot of explaining. They seemed to be able to jump into things really quickly.
Well, and that's a hats off to, our upperclassmen, that in open gyms that they were showing them some of the drills and terminology, so we didn't have to stop a lot. But also the freshmen and, Virginia, who's sort of a freshman, are very talented. So they catch on really, really quickly. So it's been really nice to have that and not feel like you're stopping every 10 minutes to explain a drill, or you're changing practice because you have to explain a drill. So it's been pretty seamless with those four.
What have you learned about them during the first couple weeks?
Ken and Manaya are really talented blockers, and both of them, I think, are well ahead of their years as middles compared to a lot of freshmen in the country. So they've been really impressive. And Virginia, once she gets, past the transition to the United States, she can be a force just in everything that she does. She's a great person. She wants to get better, and she's continuing to play better and better in practice each day.
Coach, you come in with the #1 preseason ranking in the country. Are you one of those coaches where that's fine, pressure is a privilege, or more don't pay any attention to polls or outside noise, or maybe somewhere in between?
More like we'll talk about it. I didn't even know that, to be honest. I don't know when that came out. So,
10
what?
minutes ago.
Oh, 10 minutes ago. Okay, so I'm not surprised. I mean, I get a vote, and I voted ourselves #1. I think we're pretty talented. So we're going to talk about that and talk about what it means to be #1, but we're not going to dwell on that or talk about it for more than about 10 minutes. But I also don't want to avoid it, and I don't think anybody on our team is going to be surprised that we're preseason #1. I also don't think anybody believes that that's what we'll be in December, just because that's what we are right now, because they've been through it all.
How have you seen